Hey, how you doing today?
Pretty good. What's the problem?
Well, you're dragging a chain back there. I need to see your driver's license, the registration, and any paperwork you have on the tractor there. Why don't we step on out of the road over here to the sidewalk?
Hey, that's gonna make me late for my job.
Well, the sooner we get through with this, the quicker you can get out of here. Come on over here. You're gonna need to see your driver's license, the registration on both the tractor, the trailer, and then the paperwork on the tractor there on the trailer.
Well, everything's right here. They don't give us paperwork on the tractors.
You don't have any at all?
No, they never give it to us when we haul them.
Well, where are you going with it?
To a job site a couple blocks down the street.
Where'd you pick it up at?
From another job site around the corner.
And you don't have any paperwork for that?
No, they don't give us no paperwork. They dispatch me and tell me what to go pick up.
Your dispatcher told you to go over there and
Yes.
pick it up. What's a job site that you were at where you picked this up?
Just in that dirt field around the corner by the lights.
What street?
It's, I don't know the name of the street.
How did you get dispatched there if you don't know where it was at?
Oh, they told me. I looked it up in the map book. I don't remember the name of the street. I just looked in the map book and where to turn.
Where are you going with it right now?
Just a couple blocks down the road.
To where?
To another job site. A big empty field over there. They're clearing a field out.
What street is that on?
I'd have to look it up on the directions in the truck.
You don't remember the street they told you to take?
No, I just wrote it down when he told me on the radio.
You have a radio you get right in touch with your dispatcher there?
Yeah.
Is there a phone number to get in touch with them also?
The office number.
Tell you what, would you mind going there and check the numbers on this thing?
Okay, where do you think they'll be? Where are the numbers located?
They're on the side. You're a cop. You can find them.
You might want to check. There might be an ID plate also on there.
Okay.
Okay, let me see your driver's license.
Many law enforcement officers know nothing about construction equipment and don't feel comfortable stopping a rig carrying a giant machine. That's exactly what thieves everywhere are counting on. They're betting you won't go out of your way to investigate suspicious circumstances, either on a job site or as a machine is being transported. California statistics show that construction crimes, particularly equipment thefts, have the highest theft rates and the lowest recovery rates for all types of vehicle thefts. From 1992 through 1995, California Highway Patrol records show 1,974 construction machines were reported stolen, with only 571 recovered, leaving over 71% that were never found. When you realize that the average price of these machines is $65,000, the total value of those 1,974 machines is more than $128 million. These are staggering losses, but they represent only the tip of the iceberg. It's estimated that nearly 90% of all equipment losses are never entered into law enforcement's computer system with enough information to become identifiable. There are some good reasons for the high theft and low recovery rates. Many contractors aren't aware they've just had a loss, especially during the night or over a weekend when most machines are stolen. Contractors originally report incomplete or incorrect information to officers, and it never gets corrected with a supplemental report. Equipment theft cases often sit on someone's desk due to incomplete data before being entered into the law enforcement computer system. Computer errors on unfamiliar numbers are less likely to be found and corrected. Confusion on whether it should be recorded in vehicle or property systems. A joint project of law enforcement and the construction industry was formed to provide information and to help you identify the main brands and models of equipment most commonly stolen. We'll also show you the locations of the serial or product identification numbers for different types of machines, tell you what to do once you record that information, and tell you where to go for further help. Identifying a particular piece of equipment is easier than you think. Your accurate, complete description will pinpoint the identification of a specific machine. Ask the driver or hauler to describe the machine and where to find the identifying numbers. If it's painted green or red, chances are you're looking at a farm machine. The majority of construction equipment will be yellow. Note whether the machine is a track type or a wheel type machine. Is the cab area open or enclosed? The brand name and model number are usually shown in big letters in several places. Use these in your report. It takes longer to solve a case with just a generic name like tractor. Most machines have more than one PIN or serial number. Start with the main machine number, but also get the engine and transmission serial numbers. Thieves often remove the machine's main plate but leave the engine number intact. Most manufacturers can cross-reference from that engine number to get the serial number. Record every number seen on the machine, whether it is found on a plate or stamped into the machine. Include the location where the number was found. Cross-referencing the serial numbers can help identify a particular machine. Component or attachment numbers are important for backup or confirmation on a machine, but may only identify their own part. Engraved numbers, those stamped into the metal, are usable. Record where they were found. Raised numbers cast onto a machine are usually painted over by the factory and will not aid your investigation. Record any unique company markings the owner has applied, including logos, decals, initials or numbers, special paint, welded marks, or die-stamped numbers. Also, list specialized equipment and their unique serial numbers. Finding and recording all of these identifiers will make your investigation easier. Many markings may be insignificant to you, but within the construction industry, these markings are a roadmap towards solving your case. Over the past 3 years, 5 pieces of equipment have been stolen, most often in California. It's important to note that there is no industry standard defining where uniform serial numbers shall appear, how many times they must appear, or whether the manufacturer even keeps records. Equipment is not required to be registered or titled. Company purchases of expensive equipment or later sales between individuals are often done on a handshake basis. There is no pink slip, and the existing paper trail often ends with the original purchaser. Caterpillar or CAT machines are found on nearly every road building job site, but you may not know how high the value is on even a used machine. For example, this 1992 Caterpillar 950F wheel loader is for sale in 1996 for $134,500. Tough times in construction mean fewer new machines are produced, and older machines gain in value, which is why they remain a target for thieves. The 950F wheel loader is one of CAT's most popular lines. It is an articulated machine, meaning it bends in the middle, a point of identification useful to recognize. Note the brand name and model number, both of them easy to spot. Caterpillar keeps excellent records and can identify original owners through the main serial number, found on the frame or in the operator's compartment. Below the plate, the same number is stamped into the metal. That same number is then stamped in a hidden location. It's different for each model of machine, which an officer can request from the local dealership or factory. The engine and transmission serial numbers are found on plates on each component. Major attachments have their own unique serial numbers, as well as that same number stamped below the plate, useful if the plate has been removed. Buckets do not have serial numbers. However, contractors usually weld their company initials or other numbers somewhere on the part. Track-type loaders, such as a CAT 953, use different types of tracks. A brief drawing of the type of track seen will often pinpoint the exact model if other identification has been removed. While the John Deere wheel loader backhoe Model 310D looks similar to other backhoes, this manufacturer has created some of the best machine identification within the industry. John Deere keeps accurate records down to individual component numbers. Model 310D is a rubber tire loader with easy-to-find brand name and model numbers shown in several locations. In addition to the main serial number plate located to the left of the operator's compartment, a repeat of the last 6 digits of the serial number also can be found stamped under the plate between the plate's existing rivet holes. The real serial number is very long, 13 digits, and the model number on the outside of the machine should match the one found inside the serial number. In the engine compartment, that serial number will be found on a plate on the engine block. Even the extendable dipper stick has its own 4-digit serial number, and it can be cross-referenced to the original machine. This particular machine also has an enclosed cab and is a 4x4 turbo, all identifiers that need to be included in a complete report. Confidential numbers will be given to an officer by John Deere's Corporate Security Office on a need-to-know basis. A case loader backhoe such as this Model 580 SL is often the first and only machine seen on a new job site doing preliminary underground work. For this reason, it is also the most frequently stolen type of equipment. With a bucket at each end, often an extend-a-hoe attachment included and stabilizers on both sides, this machine has many identifiers to work with. Start with the make and model numbers. Note the attachments. Then locate the serial number plate by the left-hand side step. It will verify the same model number and give the complete serial number. The engine, rear axle, and transmission numbers are found on the individual component parts. For instance, the engine plate is found on the front left side of the block, and it also may be stamped into the metal below. These parts can be cross-referenced to tie to a specific machine. Since machines also go to chop shops, major parts, in addition to interchangeable attachments, may eventually be found on a different machine. It pays to record every number seen and the location where it was found, especially if you're trying to recreate one machine from several different parts. This Ford skip loader, Model 545D, is a common sight on many construction locations and also a popular target of thieves. Commonly called a tractor, this piece of equipment has a metal tape plate with complete identification on all components. However, it can easily be peeled off and you are left to recreate the machine's identity from other numbers. The plate is located on the underside of the right-hand hood panel. It shows the year of manufacture, main model and serial numbers, transmission, hydraulic pump, rear axle, and hydraulic lift numbers. If the machine is labeled 4x4, the front-wheel drive series will have a similar plate to the rear on the right-hand side of the front axle housing. Both engine model and serial numbers will be found metal stamped into the flywheel housing on the right-hand side next to the starter. A common attachment is this detachable Gannon scraper with its own serial number plate on the left side. This one has an individual company control number that an owner has applied. The Gannon serial number can be traced through its separate manufacturer but will not tie to the main machine. All of these numbers and their locations should be noted in your investigation. A special note, the well-known Ford name is now Ford New Holland and soon will be known simply as New Holland. The most frequently stolen construction machine is the small, versatile Melro Bobcat skid steer loader, especially Model 753. The small size means it can be found almost anywhere. The 25 unique attachments increases its usefulness and popularity with thieves. All Melro Bobcats are similar in size and coloring, white with a black cage and red wheel rims, showing the model number and big block numbers down the sides. The Bobcat symbol and special decals on the side will further pinpoint the machine's original dealer. Firms often customize that area with company identification, so record that as well. Melro puts its full serial number plate behind the operator's compartment. The plate is riveted onto the left upright support, where it can easily be seen by standing at the rear of the machine. Melro uses a variety of engines, so in general, the engine model number and engine serial number will be stamped somewhere on the engine block. The last 5 digits of the complete serial number are stamped as a confidential number, located on the front lower part of the frame. All numbers on this machine will cross-reference except for the attachments, which have their own unique serial numbers and are sold separately. Buckets do not have a serial number. Melro keeps good records and a formal list of stolen machines reported to them by dealers everywhere. It's worth your time to get the right information and pass it along to an investigator for further follow-up. Equipment at a typical Steve P. Rados job site in San Diego has all of the answers you need in plain sight, as well as some hidden numbers that will confirm a particular machine belongs to that firm. From one quick look, an officer can identify the make and model of this backhoe, the original selling dealer, the company's name, and its internal inventory control number. Identification plates are clearly attached in the right areas, and machine attachments are also clearly labeled. This particular machine has a factory error at the end of the machine's stamped serial number. It was corrected at the factory with the correction shown below the plate and an asterisk at the end. This is unusual, but it is confirmable and should always be checked out. Rados is also an active member of the construction industry's Crime Prevention Program of Southern California, which means additional permanent markings have been applied in special locations to make an officer's search easy and complete, all in a very short time. Approaching from the rear, you will see a 5 by 8 inch identification decal, and on the right-hand side, another CPP decal, both giving an 800 phone number to answer your questions. Below each decal is a die-stamped California driver's license number of a key person of the firm, establishing company ownership. Your call to the 800 number will be relayed to a company representative who can answer your questions, even after regular hours, to confirm or deny if a problem exists. If these areas are defaced, it's worth your time to investigate further. Each CPP firm also die stamps that same number below the serial number plate and in hidden locations that only they can confirm. When taking a stolen report on construction equipment or construction-related items, make sure you record the correct and complete product identification number, or serial number as it is called in the construction industry. These machines don't have VINs, and their numbers are typically not as long as a VIN. Ask for any documentation showing the item's individual identification numbers. Usually the reporting individual will not have any supporting documents. Be aware that manufacturers of construction equipment are not consistent or uniform in their numbering systems, and they may abbreviate serial number information on official paperwork. Often the reporting company or individual is unsure of the true identification, serial number, and description of the stolen item. It is recommended that the theft report not be entered into the proper stolen information system until all of the information is correct and complete. When entering construction equipment into the stolen system, a general rule to follow is that if the item has wheels, tires, or a track, it should be entered into the Automated Stolen Vehicle System, SVS, and National Crime Information Center, NCIC system, with a comment in the miscellaneous field. For example, trailer with generator attached and the PIN or serial number. All other construction-related items should be entered into the stolen property file. Thieves go where the pickings are easy and their comfort level is high. Theft problems are increasing, and the thieves are becoming more sophisticated in how they steal and how they change a machine's identity. Within the construction industry, some unique help is available for California officers who take the time to really investigate construction equipment cases. 3 independent regional construction industry crime prevention program offices can help your investigation. More detailed data for your specific region can be found on the Quick Tips for Equipment Cases handout. Specifically, these offices will help identify equipment being investigated to find the legal owner, maintain lists of machines reported stolen within the construction industry, provide local dealer manufacturers data to research a case, maintain a list of law enforcement contacts with extensive knowledge of equipment, provide a 24-hour hotline or office phone number to help investigators, maintain a fax network between law enforcement and contractors, providing officers with specific details of stolen and/or recovered equipment while informing contractors of recovered machines that need to be identified, and provide materials and seminars to give officers updated industry information. There are several issues in the identification of stolen construction equipment that make it difficult for law enforcement officers to identify the status of a machine. It could be a basic lack of familiarity with that machine, not knowing where the identification numbers are or which numbers are important. Mistakes are easily made, when officers expect the product identification number or serial number to be configured the same as a passenger or commercial vehicle. The identifying numbers on pieces of construction equipment are entirely different. They will have a wide variety of letters and numbers, unlike a passenger vehicle with a 17-digit VIN. The most important point is not to get frustrated or give up. Record all of the numbers seen and their locations. Officers also need to know where this equipment goes after it is stolen. A popular misconception, shared by both officers and contractors, is that it goes directly into Mexico. While some do eventually cross the border, more machines cross into other states where there is more work, and some are shipped through local ports to foreign countries. However, the vast majority of recovered equipment is found within 65 miles of where it was stolen, being used by another contractor. These machines are just too expensive not to be in use somewhere. Equipment thefts are often a crime of opportunity or changing circumstances. Disasters requiring rebuilding efforts may make one type of equipment an immediate theft target. It's important for officers to check not only the hot items being stolen, but also those machines left unused or parked for a long time to make sure they were not stolen and then abandoned. A potential recovery starts with you. Recovering construction equipment is a team effort. The services of your agency's investigative unit, the local crime prevention program, an investigator from an allied agency, any of these may be able to provide you with the information you need to identify the machine. Work together and the recovery rate for stolen equipment will improve.